Hey everybody, today I want to quickly walk you through how to create a budget. Now, this is a follow-up to the expense tracking video that's in another location. So if for some reason you've gotten to this video and you haven't seen the expense tracking video or gone through that process, then I'm gonna encourage you to stop right here and go back and watch that video first, and then at some point in the future come back and watch this video, and I think you'll be more successful that way. So the very first thing that I want to encourage you to do today is find the attachment, the PDF that's attached to this video, and either bring up the budget worksheet on your computer or go print one off so that you can see it as we talk through this process for the next few minutes. So go do that, and then we're going to jump right in. So once you get that budget worksheet brought up or printed off in front of you, you're going to notice that there are 4 categories of information on the budget. And I want to quickly talk through those 4 categories so that you get a really good understanding of what actually goes on your budget. And so if you look at that worksheet, the very first thing that you're going to see is a place where you're going to record your income. So what you're going to do is look back and you're going to figure out your paychecks, your child support, your distributions, all the places that you receive money in a given month. You're going to total those up and you're going to write down that one number on your budget under income. That's the first piece. Then the second piece is how much you give. And so if you give money to your church, if you give money to a charitable organization, if you support other things in the community and you give money away, you're gonna total that up and then you're gonna write that on your budget worksheet as well. And then the next category is save. How much you save. So if you're saving up for a car, if you're saving for a house, if you put money into an IRA or a retirement fund, you're gonna total all that money up and then you're gonna write that on your budget worksheet. And then finally, the fourth bit of information is your expenses. And this is where it gets a little bit more tricky, a little bit more complicated, but because you've done the work of tracking your expenses for the last 4 weeks, then this should be fairly easy for you. This is where you're gonna go back to your expense tracking worksheets or the files that you've created on your phone, and you're gonna begin to group those expenses into the categories that we talked about and then move those categories over onto your budget worksheet. Now, if you've got that budget worksheet template pulled up or if you've got it printed off, you're gonna see that we've done a lot of the work for you. We've taken the vast majority of the categories that the average family will spend money, and we've put those onto the template for you. And so if you need to strike a few of those off because they don't pertain to you, or if you need to add a few new categories, that's totally fine to do. But we've done a lot of that work for you, so be sure you get to that budget worksheet that we've provided. Now, for the first few months that you begin to kind of put your budget together, I want to encourage you just relax and be really flexible, because you're going to have to tweak your budget as you go until you really zero in on how much you spend in certain categories. Let me give you a perfect example. And so if you're watching this video and you're trying to put your budget together in January, and you look at how much you spend for electricity, for example, you're probably spending half of what you're gonna spend in the hottest months of the summer. And so you're probably spending $100 on electricity in January, but you need to know that come July, you're probably gonna spend $200 on electricity. And so what actually goes on your budget worksheet is an average. And so if you know if there's a few months that you spend $200 on electricity, and then you know there's a few months that you spend $100 on electricity, what actually goes on your budget is $150. So we're looking for the averages there. So I just want you to relax and let you know that there's gonna be some regular updating that's gonna have to happen for you to really zero in and get an exact number for all of the different expenses on your budget. Now here's where this gets fun, and I need you to lock in, I need you to listen, I need you to look at me right here. This is very important. If your income, look on your budget worksheet, if your income is less than your expenses, in other words, if you go total up your share, your give, your save, your spend, all the different places where you spend money, if that total is more than what you actually earn, then you have work to do, okay? You've got to figure out how to bring your expenses down to match exactly what you make. This is called a zero-based budget, and this is the goal. Don't settle for anything less. If that number doesn't match, your budget's gonna be completely out of whack. And so all of your expenses exactly have to match the amount of money that you make each month. So, Hebrews 12:11 says this. It says, "No discipline is enjoyable while it's happening. It's painful, but afterward there will be a peaceful harvest of right living for those who are trained in this way. In other words, when you're in the middle of training or doing something that's difficult, it's not going to be near as much fun as when you begin to see the results of your effort. And so listen to me here. You are preparing today for a better tomorrow. Let me say that again. You're preparing today for a better tomorrow. So do the work, do the expense tracking, make sure that your numbers are accurate on your budget worksheet, and then you're going to begin to see lots of fruit and lots of fulfillment from that. So I want you to imagine with me as we kind of wrap this up, imagine with me that from this day forward, you know how much money you earn, and you have an exact plan for how you're going to spend that same amount of money, and there's no debt. Guys, that is freedom. That is peace, and that's what we're looking for. And if you realize that you're overspending or that you're in significant debt, then now is the time for you to reach out and go join a biblical finance class, or come to us at Cross Timbers and we will match you up with a biblical finance coach, somebody who will walk you through how to track those expenses and how to put a budget together. We will walk you through that. And you've got to begin to make those corrections and to begin to make this work for you now, okay? So guys, you can do this. Again, I'm praying for you. Thank you for watching today, and I hope you have a great day.